girl Janae. I still have not washed my hair, if you're wondering. And today we have another Maja Speaks. Okay, today I will be talking about how to set digital boundaries part 2. So this video should be nice and short. Let me just get straight to the point. Okay, me and my mom already kind of started talking about this topic, but I want to go a little bit more in depth. Me and a client was talking, and she was talking about how she likes to take social media breaks whenever she feels like she needs them, and she kind of gets off the app. I know some people that delete the app, but I have another viewpoint on it. When it comes to taking a social media break, you have to ask yourself why you're taking that break. Are you taking that break because what you're seeing on social media is toxic? Are you taking that break because you compare yourself to people you feel like are in a better position than you? Are you taking a break because you spend most of your time on the app just scrolling mindlessly and not putting thought into other areas of your life that are really important? One thing that helps with setting virtual boundaries is utilizing technology. On your iPhone, there is a function, I think it's called screen time, and in that section you can find it in settings. You are able to set an amount of time each day that you're allowed on your social media apps. That's one easy way to set virtual boundaries. I set mine for 3 hours a day. When it comes to me and social media, I only use social media for business purposes. Once I find myself looking too much at the reels or looking too much at the explore page, I'm like, hey, if this is not pertaining to my business, let me get off, because everything else is going on is not of importance to me. I get on there, I post, I network, but other than that, it's time for me to get off because I don't want to use it too much for entertainment. I'd rather find my entertainment in other ways. You know, I want to keep my social media strictly business, so I've set a timer for 3 hours a day. Once that timer goes off and your time is up, then they lock you out. You are able to go back in it with a password, but that is where, you know, learning some self-restraint comes in, so you guys can actually back off and get off of the social medias. Okay, so utilize technology. Your phone has things set up to allow you to set those virtual boundaries, so go ahead and do that. You know, set a certain amount of time. You can start a little large, 4 hours, maybe 5 hours, depending on how much on average, which at the end of every week your phone gives you a breakdown of how much time you spend on each app. Go in, find that, look at that, and if you spend literally more hours a day on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat than you do sleeping or spending time with family or doing an in-person hobby, something you enjoy doing, it's time to bring that down and cut it down, and literally cut it in half if you need to. Bring those hours down and set a limit so you can learn how to control the want to go on those apps. Another way that I've recently started setting virtual boundaries is, like I said, attacking and really assessing what don't I like about social media. A lot of people's like, oh, I see toxic stuff, but are you still following the shade rooms? Are you still looking at the tea pages and the gossip sites? How many celebrities are you following? Are you not following your loved ones, your friends? How many extra people are you following? I'm here to tell you, unfollow those people. Unfollow the people and the pages that are not pertaining to your everyday life, that are not elevating your business, that are not inspiring you to get to a new level, or are inspiring you, not drawing comparison to, you know, a healthier lifestyle, a better lifestyle. If those pages aren't doing that, motivating, inspiring, networkable, it's time to unfollow. It's not about how many years you've been following this person. It doesn't matter if you went to high school with them. Even if it is a family member that's always doing extracurricular activities that you're tired of seeing on the stories. There's so many times where I'm like, okay, this person scams and are always posting scams on their story. I got tired of seeing that, because it's like, this is not what I need to see on a daily basis, and it doesn't align with my life, so why am I then following that person? If what they're posting doesn't align with what I need to view on a daily basis, it's time to unfollow. And there's no hard feelings, but you have to understand, even if you're not running your social media as a business, run it as it is a part of your mind. You don't want all that clouding your mind. If you see, you know, the scammers, or you follow girls that post very suggestive, almost nude pictures, and you don't want to see that all the time, unfollow them. It's no hard feelings. The same thing with your DMs. Every DM doesn't have to be answered, and that's one thing I recently realized, especially as a hairstylist. I'm like, okay, let me answer every question. Let me get back to everybody, even though they're not my client, even though they're not about to come to me. I was answering everybody, and I'm like, and it was taking up so much time. People would DM me at night, 2 a.m., 10 a.m., which I wouldn't answer them then, but it's like, to see that you text me at 3 a.m. I'm a business, but I'm also a person, so I'm asleep. When people are not respecting your time, when they are bombarding you on your social media with messages that you don't want to answer, especially if those are people that don't have your cell phone number and they're DMing you, that says something in itself. Don't answer those DMs. I know so many people to where on their story they have the little feature off where you can't slide up and you can't DM them. You have to go to their page and do the little send a message thing because they don't allow you to slide up on their story no more. That's something great for mental health too, because sometimes you don't need that. It's great when you post a nice picture and people are sliding up and doing hard eyes, but then sometimes you don't want to hear others' opinions. If it's not good for your mental health, turn that feature off. That's how you set virtual boundaries between you and other people. A lot of people love attention, but with good attention comes unwanted attention. So make sure that you are aware of that, because not all attention is good attention from everybody, okay? You don't always need that. And like I said, when it comes to following all these celebrities, and it's not a problem, everybody gets there in the state of comparison in one phase or another, but if you are unhealthily coveting these people's lives, if you are close to the line of obsession, you should take a break from looking at them all the time. If you're like, oh, I just want to be her, like I just wish I could live her life, I wish I could have her man, I wish I could be him, like I just want to hang with him, I just want to be in his songs, like that's not healthy, honey, because especially when it's people that you're not even aligned with. Focus on how you can get your level of success. Focus on how you can be a better person instead of completely wanting someone else's life. That is not healthy. Being inspired by someone is one thing. On my page, I follow some, not really celebrities, I follow some influential people because they inspire me. I follow designers. I follow, you know, strong black business women. I follow some people like that. I just like to look. I like to see what they're doing, but I don't want their life. I'm not constantly looking to see what their next move is. I know that I only want what God has for me, but I'm just looking at those women because I'm like, hey, I like them. They're nice. But it's not because I want exactly what they have. I want what God has for me. You know, and that's just with social media. When it comes to setting virtual boundaries, block some people if you have to on your phone, because not every message needs to come through to you. You know, if you know a certain person texting or calling you is going to affect you, block them. If you're sitting there and letting people text you constantly and you're not responding, block them. If you're not going to answer them, stop letting it come through. If you find yourself unhealthily constantly looking at an ex's page or someone you're talking to, you're always typing in their name even though you don't follow them, let that go. Like, not even to be mean, but it's time. That keeping that around and continuing to look back at certain situations, because they be like, oh, well, I'm gonna let them follow me because I want them to see me succeed. That's one thing, okay? But it's another thing if you're constantly worried about doing things to get their attention, worried about showing off in front of them. That's where it becomes unhealthy and toxic. Let that go. Get out of that situation. They don't need to see you win. It's not about them. It's not about them. You focus on you. It's not about how they feel, and this could be with exes in a relationship or ex-friends. It's not a bad thing about it. But if you're going to constantly think about it or do things to hurt them or get their attention, let it go. So I think that is all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at everything by Maja. I'm gonna see you guys in my next video.